BSdiscover. Welcome back to another day. Good to see you. What is ideology and how can we utilize it? The ideology. Ideology, a concept central to understanding social and political life, refers to an asset of beliefs and values and ideas and shapes of how individuals and groups perceive to interrupt or interact with the world. The fundamentals are provided through which people understand social structure, power dynamics, and other own places within them. Now, isn't that what we're going through? A mighty understanding of the concepts of the social and the political life effects that we're having right now. Because before it was just social, going out with the friends, partying. We didn't really have to worry about the political. Political had things we agreed with. There was no true issue. We had things going on, but we had no true issue. But now look at today. We have issues. The ideology of the concept, and it has to do, at its core, ideology affirms a more or less coherent system of thought. It often includes the worldwide, right? It has to be worldwide. An explanation of how society currently functions and its problems and its successes. Aren't that what we're going through? We're trying to find out what happened, what made America go in a different direction. It affects us. It's down to the core worldwide. We have terrorists. We have more hate crime deriving that we never had before. But I support the people who are aware of the people who plan these hate crimes and was going to make sure they do everything to protect how far we came in understanding and trueness for our fellow man. That what allows to set values. That's part of the ideology. Setting values, the principles and ideas that are considered important and desirable for society and individuals. For society ourselves, we have issues. We have money issues. We are at a deficit, a serious deficit. What are the set values? What are the principles? What are the ideas? What is the things, consideration that is desirable by society of individuals? What is it? What values? What value is the things that we value the most? Our freedom, our air, our food, economic and economical effects. Certain decisions, certain happenings, just like certain cargoes being destroyed, or certain cargoes not coming, being held back because of terrorists. What are the repercussions? Are there any repercussions? What is the ideology? And how can we use it? What is the idea? The idea is the vision, the goal of how society should be organized and what it should strive to do. Isn't that what we try to do all the time? Strive to do. We try to do. But yet we cannot find. Well, we're so eager and so quick to go down and hide out, rather than seek our goals and the vision for how society, how we should organize. And that's what most people do. People organize in different ways. Society has its breakdown. You go into a subculture. You join a group. That's your subculture. That's the group who has the same interest as you. And then there's another group. All these subcultures group. And then we can break it down to age. Now the grown-ups are here. The children are there. And the younger children are here. You see how society just breaks itself down socially? And it's an economic effect too. Because everybody at the same age don't like the same thing. Everybody at the same age ain't working. They can't contribute to the economic means when it comes to taking care of the home, the family, paying bills, going to school, so you can earn better. Breaking down the old is what a lot of our new government policies are doing. They're trying to break down the old and bring up the new, because there's a new livelihood we're about to expand into. And whenever there's change, there's what? You always know there's chaos before change, because we don't know the goals. And that's part of the ideology and how we utilize it. We utilize our ideology, the goals, the vision, how society should be organized and what it should take to strive to achieve. Because these things soon become what we believe to be methods, prescriptions for actions, outlining how we address and talk to people, how we interact in our desire and our change, our growth, from being from one to another. Isn't that where we're trying to go? We're trying to get out of this economical change, this thing that erupted that could totally change how we live. That means the economic breakdown, when it was the rich, the middle class, and the poor, now we just have the rich and the poor that's added. They're trying to bring the middle class back. That was something I always thought would be the sufficient thing to do, because when did we go down? When the middle class started to go down. Once the middle class family started to go down, that was it. We started to go downhill way then. I've been paid attention. Where were y'all? That's why I can, say it again, and able to give you the knowledge, because I paid attention. The ideology that I had, the lesson of what it means, what perceptions of the education that allows us to go further in our desired goals. Now, the concept of ideology is complex and has been interrupted in various ways across the academic disciplines of life. Because each professor, each teaching, everybody got something to give. They're going to go on their standards. If I'm a professor and I'm given a grant, and to prove that a certain concept of ideology that exists, that can be utilized through the ideas and importance and the structure. Now, if I'm able to do this, then that's fine. But a lot of people are not able to, but yet we are able to. But a lot of people aren't at will. Why? Because economically, even if I'm at will, I don't have the financial means. We do not have the financial means that we had before. There were things that we were able to do, and our government was able to govern us in a better direction. But because of the great fallout of trillions of dollars that is owed to deficit. We are truly in a deficit, and they're trying everything to make change. Everything. Have you begun to make change? Have you even found a way to make change? Like me making change right now. Looking, deriving, seeing, making sure I don't miss what I want to give you. Because if you think of the ideology of life, you begin to break things down to a better understanding when it comes to the political science, these kind of concepts that brings understanding to the ideology, because we're dealing with politics and policies and society itself. Often our views of ideologies are liberation, as we can say, or being liberal. Socialism. Some people seem to think that our government wants to take us to a socialism environment. Do you know what that means? Do you know what it means at all? We'll be in a socialism environment, or communism. We are so used to conservative. We have been conservative for years. And the only reason why, because of the deficit, why should we go back on a deficit, taking us back, when we are conservative? Conservative don't go backward, we move forward. But what are the moves? First, sociology, which frequently examines the relationship of social happenings and the power, the stratification, and some sociological perspectives nobly influenced by people like Karl Marx see ideology as a tool used by dominant groups of justify existence in social arrangements and inequalities, making it seem natural and inevitable This is often referred as dominant ideology, which is more of a strain of ideology on society. So we have to compete to contribute to social change. And that's what's going on in our world. China, Russia, United States, all the big ones are competing to make a contribution. And the one who competes the most and succeed will make that social change.
Why the confusion, the dismay of events that seems to rock our imagination? I challenge you to extend your imagination and thoughts in the AI revolution.
So it is important, and even in the midst, philosophy itself has to help it in the ethical foundation of ideology, questioning the claims of truth, of logical truth, moral truth, implications. You know what implications are. No longer do we need to lean over. You know I like to play out in my videos, because that's how serious I want to get the message across to you. So you're not here, you're having things happen and you're thinking, oh no, what am I going to do tomorrow? Know that this is change. Know that whatever tomorrow may bring, you still have to go on to the next day, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So you have to prepare yourself in questioning the claims of truth, of logical coherence, and their moral implications. Isn't that what we all strive for, to try to keep things in perspective when it comes to our moral implications, when it comes to our logical way of thinking, and the claims that we made that are true, that we have to prove? So when you walk away from this video tomorrow, work, or you go to work out, or if you're self-employed, whatever the situation may be, you can be at ease. There's a terminology for everything that we go through, whether you use inflation, ideology, or corruption. There is a diverse understanding of each one in our economics. We understand what it means. Now you understand what it means. A chain of reaction. Corruption there. But everything seems to what? To balance out. Why? Because that we conceive by educational researchers. That's how. Ideology are ways that was conceived by educational researchers. people actually took the time to learn economics. We're learning how to budget our money. For you, me, simple. But for the bigger man, you got the macro. Micro and macro. For the bigger man, the businessman is totally different. Even at a micro level. How good we are to understand I'm at a micro level. Macro, micro. Small business chains. Macro, big business chains. White House. City official offices. Are you getting the concept? Are you getting what it means when we talk about the political science and the conversations and the frameworks and the guide to political programs and the shapes of political parties and platforms and influence and voting and behavior? We went through a lot. And we're still going through, because what we thought that we voted for, we thought there'd be change, but we were unaware of what the unknown was. And still unaware. But it is the ideology that allow you to understand and to analyze analytically the existing and social arrangements and inequalities, making them seem natural and inevitable. Do you understand? It seems natural to you. You get up tomorrow, you get up, you go to work, knowing that there's going to be decisions to be made. You ain't got to make the decision. The decision is made by the governor or the government or the one over. But you go through life sociology level, frequently examining ideology in the relations of social stratifications and power. Do you understand? Because I want you to understand. You can't get into trying to escalate to an ideology level, but yet not understand the concept in various ways to even get there. Because it'll be too complex for you. So I'm giving you what you need. So when you start savings, building, you start to understand who makes decisions, why all of a sudden you have a 12% tax rate from an 8% tax rate or a 9% tax rate. Or why you may have no tax rate at all. The political science influencing the parties and platforms, and is that not what we're going through? And is that not what we're seeing? Power is taking itself at hand, politically making influences, certain platforms, and politically, essentially organizing political thoughts to inaction. And that's what it is. They're organizing political thoughts. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? How can we get all this together and come to an agreement? Maybe possible, make a bill. Pass a bill that will help our economical system. And the others at home, you Worry about their matter, worry about the matter that you have, because while they worry about their matter, you're going to be ready, because you're at home writing down by the tools used to dominate groups, to justify existing social arrangements. Do you understand? And as they dominate these groups, you take into consideration of your existing social arrangements that you have with family, friends, neighbors. And we utilize it. How do we utilize it? To better ourselves. This is why we get the alarm. We utilize it to better ourselves. Do you understand this platform for you tonight? Do you understand why I have to make it clear to you, not just building money, but understand why it has to be built, and who could take it from you, who can give it to you, and what you can do when it seems like it's being taken from you? Do you understand? You make your contribution to social change. Make it better for the next individual so they can make it through. Until next time, get ready. Don't be afraid, because we're about to blow up into a higher understanding of 2025. Until next time, BS and discover. And know, do not fall, but know that several times my plug tried to come out and I had to plug it back in, but I thank you for your patience. Until next time, stay well, stay better, get ready, because it's going to be an awesome year. Whether we up or we down, what are we going to do? 2 cents. We're going to say, peace out.